I'm content creator Mary Barnett, also known as MobileMary. I'm the founder of Another Brilliant Idea, and I'm dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs grow their business with digital marketing and communication tools, tips, and resources that empower them to be bold and stand in their brilliance on my globally recognized show, Brilliant Marketing with Mary. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Brilliant Marketing with Mary show live. I'm super excited to have you today because I have a dear friend of mine. And again, as I said before, I only bring brilliant people on to the Brilliant Marketing Show with Mary. So she is no exception. And I'm super thrilled because we're going to be talking about some things that actually will help you from this moment on every single day. I don't know about you, but we carry these things all over, right? Hello, I'm Mobile Mary, right? And people are using these phones to take their selfies, their business pictures, their videos, all that kind of stuff. But the guest I have today is not only going to show you a new technique for taking selfies, but she is an award-winning certified master photographer that will basically talk to you about not just what's in front of the screen and how to make yourself look absolutely stunning, gorgeous, thin, smart, wealthy, all those things that a good picture will share. But she's going to also be talking about what happens behind the screen, right? What's happening on your inner game to help you show up to make the photos really come alive and really showcase your brilliance all from the photographer's lens. So I'm just so excited to have her. And also, in case have not watched before, I'm Mary Barnett. They call me Mobile Mary in the industry. And as the intro said, I am a digital marketer and have been for 34 years, and I'm only 35. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I help try to bring all that together and help people with their promotions, their marketing. And I'm also launching a challenge. We're going to talk about a little bit later in the show too, but a challenge called Play Your Way to Profits, because my biggest passion is helping people find their silly. Playing at your marketing will actually draw people to you. Heightening your curiosity skills and your creative skills will actually help you think differently so you magnetize people who you want to work with to you, right? So that totally ties into our topic today, which is how to take thumb stopping pictures. Oh, it didn't all fit on there. There you go. Thumb stopping photos, because right, we are all scrolling through, right, and we want to create images that people go, oh, right, catch their attention, provide more value, and I'm super excited about that. So my guest today is Tricia Turpenoff, and again, she has done my photography. She does all the famous people's photography, and I want to introduce her to you before I bring her up. Because I want to make sure there might be just one person out there that doesn't know who she is, because she's phenomenal in every way. But let me read it to you because I want to make sure I get this correctly. Tricia's mission, or I should say her introduction, when I say what I think about her, is that Tricia's passion is her purpose. Her mission is to listen, hear, and truly see you, to be able to capture your radiance, essence, and elevate your image through the lens of her camera. Tricia has spent almost 30 years with all types of people, capturing their personal history and branding their business. The difference you will feel when you work with her is that you will feel seen, acknowledged, and heard. That is her promise to you. So without further ado, let me bring on my dear friend Tricia, and the countdown will come up, and here she is. There she is.
Hey, Mary. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's that doesn't even do you justice. So I think we've had 2 or 3 different photo shoots together. We are women sisters, and she just like is a light when it walks into a room. She literally is brilliant. You can see by her hair. Um, so Tricia, tell me a little bit before we get started, because I have some questions for you, but tell everybody a little bit how you got into photography and why you've stuck with it for 30 years when people are carrying around, they think they're all smarty farties and have their own cameras. Tell me like what sets you apart.
Absolutely. I've had a camera in my hand since I was 5. My aunt and uncle bought me a camera, and it was really funny because my parents were always like, Tricia, your aunt and uncle buy you gifts that are too old for you. and they let me keep the camera. Now the chemistry set had to go back when I was 8. That was a bummer. But the camera stuck. They bought me a Kodak 126. It was an Instamatic, and
I have one too. I still have it. It's like
oh my
this
gosh,
big gray.
yeah.
Love it.
It's like, yep, I have a couple of them sitting on shelves in one of the rooms. Oh yeah, I still have it. And I just fell in love with photography. And it was one of those things that my parents complimented me. We went to Washington, D.C. when I think I was 7. And it stuck. And obviously, in the beginning, I was photographing the butts of dogs and things like that because, cropping off every bit, here's the mouth, that's all we had. I mean, it was like that. But
And you
then,
didn't know until you got it back from the developer.
yes, because
Remember?
I started in the film days. Oh my gosh, film was very exciting. I have to tell you, I love digital because I have more control.
Yeah.
But digital took some time to get as good as film. And film still has an edge. The problem is it doesn't have an edge with you being in control because you just have to send the film off and
Right.
have them produce it. Now I have developed film, but
In
and
the
I
dark
did use,
room?
yes, in the
I
dark
did that in
room.
high school. You went in the dark
Oh yeah.
room and you had to put the chemicals on or whatever, and it
Yeah.
just turned out to be a place people made out in. The
Ah!
dark room. We're like,
Gosh dang it.
meet
Why
you
did
there.
I, dang, I should have done that. What was I doing? I was printing pictures in there.
Fool.
I
Fool.
know. What was I thinking?
Now,
Now
by
I'm
the way,
thinking,
I'm not saying I was one of those. I was jealous of all the girls who were bringing
you
boys
were doing,
boys in there. I'm like, and you had to wait your turn. It said occupied, and you're
that's
like,
funny. Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah, we were actually really lucky. We had quite a few enlargers at our high school. I mean, we had a good sized photography program.
yeah,
And then I went to college. I actually went to a 4-year college for photography, which is totally unusual because there's no your level of entry into photography. You get a camera, you learn how to use the ISO, the shutter and the aperture, and you can go. I mean, really, to start, you just need an eye and you need to understand your equipment. And I was blessed enough to get to go to college for that. And so it was it was super fun. We had big dark rooms and I got to bring my sorority sisters in and photograph them with Hasselblads. Oh, my favorite camera.
hustle. What is that?
It's called Hasselblad. So there were medium format cameras that professional photographers used before digital 35 millimeters were a big thing. And Hasselblad was one of the leaders, and Mamiya, and also Bronica. Those were 3 of the biggies. Yeah, Pentax even had some medium format cameras, but Hasselblad was a square format, and it was used by Ansel Adams. And so, yeah.
Oh, wow!
Mhm.
I never heard that before. That is so cool.
Well, when you're in it, you just know all that stuff.
You're a photographer geek.
Well, I'm a total nerd about history of photography. And I actually had, oh my gosh, I had the best history of photography class. I was in St. Louis at the time, and it was my second year of college. And I was at a community college that year before I moved to a 4-year after that.
And what was the 4-year?
The 4-year was University of Central Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was at the community college in St. Louis, and there was this studio that the second brother, it was called the Block Brothers, and the second brother had passed away, and the history museum had taken everything they wanted, but they had all these 5x7 glass negatives that they gave to the school, and we got to print them. It was so cool. It just,
Glass negatives.
yes, they were 5x7 glass negatives. And so literally we just put the paper down, we put the negative over it, and we exposed it from the enlarger, right? Yeah, it wasn't that you put a negative into the enlarger and then exposed it onto paper. You put the paper right on that glass negative. It was incredible.
Wow, that's brilliant.
That is brilliant, isn't it? I mean, it's just one of those things that you just don't know that you're going to do, but the history of photography is super fascinating. And that was one of the things that really tripped my trigger. And I loved it. And then, like I said, I went to a 4-year college, and I actually got a job my senior year with a studio right outside of, I was in Warrensburg, University of Central Missouri is in Warrensburg,
Okay.
Missouri. And so I went to Sedalia, Missouri, which was about 30 minutes away. And I got to work for a photographer for a couple of years. And then I actually moved to his friend in another place called Harrisonville, Missouri, which was just about 45 minutes east of
Wow.